Having come down to the Southwest for many years now, braving the border into Mexico was a chance I had many concerns about taking. Yet the allure of Baja is strong, with mesmerizing visions of golden desert framed by a captivating coastline. Also, being an avid food buff, I was especially tempted by the gems hidden in between its shimmering contour of sea and sand. With a growing supply of wineries and first-class restaurants, nearly every dirt road here leads to vino and cuisine that rivals some of the world's finest. But does the promise of a perfect gastronomic getaway offset the tricky process of getting in and around the country? With its language barrier, permits, separate vehicle insurance, common road hazards, and overall safety risk? Absolutely. Especially if you're looking to do it in the simplest and most stress-free way possible. And so I made the easy decision to waive my worries by joining a fantasy RV tour. They've been exploring Baja for decades, collecting years of know-how, and gave me the confidence I needed to finally face my fears.
Okay, so it's no secret that we're first-timers. You put a big sticker on our RV saying so. We are first-timers, and one of the greatest hurdles that you folks are helping me overcome is driving an RV down to Mexico. I mean, I've always liked Mexico. I like Mexican food, I like Mexican people, but there's a huge apprehension to go to Mexico in an RV, possibly even not in an RV, just crossing over for the day or the afternoon. It's like, nope, not interested, and you just don't do it, and you're missing out on so much.
You are, I know. A lot of it is just feeling comfortable and realizing that, hey, if you don't go to the wrong places, or, you know, you're not out there at night, or not someplace you shouldn't be, you know, you should be just as safe here as you would be at home somewhere.
You can say that of any town, any place. You make a wrong turn, you're on the other side of the tracks, and, you know, all bets are off. But, you know, you fear the unknown. And if you haven't gone to Mexico, or if you haven't crossed the border in your RV and you're not sure where to go, that's just enough reason not to do it. And I think it's a matter of not stumbling into the wrong area. And the only way to do that is with someone who has experience, knowing what the wrong area is. I'm not that expert. I don't know where the wrong turn is. And I don't want to take the wrong turn. And I want to make sure that my experience is positive and, most importantly, safe. And I think the best way to assure that, from my standpoint, is to go on another tour. I'd want to come down in a group, and I think this is the best way to come down in a group because you don't really have to worry about anything, safety included.
We've been in Mexico 1 to 5 times for fantasy for every year since 1997.
So if there's an expert, I'm sitting next to them.
Yeah, over time you're going to pick up everything, you know, learn what you need to know.
Well, you learn something every tour.
Yeah.
You learn from...
Every tour is different.
You're a tail gunner, you learn from the guests. You know, you always learn, you know, so that's what makes it interesting.
This trip stemmed from a suggestion made by former guests who saw value in pairing the region's picturesque beaches with the rustic culinary culture of the Guadalupe Valley. A blossoming area with over 100 wineries that, for many first-timers, can be overwhelming to navigate, which is why Fantasy formed this 7-day Baja Wine and Dine excursion as a short but spectacular plan of action. The tour guides visitors through a fiesta of flavors infused into authentic wine and diverse local dishes, from sizzling short ribs and sophisticated seafood to famous fish tacos. Every mouthful is a taste of Mexico that blends the unique palate of its environment, producing a fusion of fancy elegance with a fantastic party.
That's a beautiful thing. Don't have to ask.
Apart from the traditional food, I was also looking forward to something unexpected, given that experimental recipes are a common occurrence along this rich landscape.
Tequila.
We started off comfortably by sampling a variety of tequilas, often paired with unique salts and citrus, which transform these strong spirits into aromatic fireworks.
It really is night and day. You sip, but it's still tequila. That is a full shot glass, boy, I'll tell you.
Following my medley of drinks, I was feeling much more adventurous and ready to cha-cha with some contemporary cuisine. Innovative appetizers piqued my curiosity, including raw seafood, surprisingly spicy dips, and my new favorite,
Bone marrow pudding. It's not bad.
The valley's fruitful countryside supplies its restaurants with the freshest ingredients for dishes that surely cannot be found anywhere else. In this paradise, every order comes with an unlimited side of stunning views that very much inspire an atmosphere for dining with friends. And most importantly, it's all arranged before you even arrive.
But what's so nice about our tour, people, when they get to the rally point and they experience orientation, from that point on, they don't have to think about anything. We're going to take care of it, you know. It's like, what was it you said that one guy said to you?
Well, this is several years ago. He's a very successful businessman in Florida. And he says, I just love going on fantasy tours. He says, I just write out the check and I turn my brain off. He says, it's all done. I don't have to think about nothing.
I can attest to that. That's,
You know,
that is absolutely outstanding. I mean, I'm a planner. I've got a pilot background. It's kind of natural for me, plus I'm a little weird that way. I actually didn't do any planning here. I kind of put my faith in fantasy and you folks. And
it worked.
It worked. It worked.
Yeah.
It's just,
yeah.
I haven't thought of anything once we got to the initial campground where we all met up.
Yeah.
I'm
just following the guy ahead of me.
No, and it works. I mean, you guys get to relax and enjoy yourselves, do whatever you want to when you have time, when we're not taking you and doing it. But that's another thing. We always let the people know it's your vacation. So if you decide you don't want to do something or you want to just lay and, stay here and just watch the sunshine all day, that's totally
fine.
okay.
It's optional.
Whatever you want to do.
So you can pick and choose.
Uh-huh.
And there's so much. You have so much packed in. So you can be as busy as you like or not so much.
That's right. That's right.
There's no denying that this week-long toast to Mexico followed a carefully planned and profuse itinerary.
Welcome to Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico. My name is Larissa. I am very, very happy to be your tour guide today.
Our well-seasoned schedule expertly balanced wine tasting, gourmet meals, local attractions, and cultural landmarks. Upon arrival, we wasted no time getting acquainted with the entertainment I was expecting.
Woo! That'll put hair on your tongue.
And every departure from our campground drove us straight into the hearts of celebration with drinks, dinner, and desserts, some of the best ways to become acquainted with a new culture. Here, the past and present are deeply intertwined, and its rich history preserved in the atmosphere, both rustic and contemporary. Just like its wine, another integral part of the nation's identity.
The harvest season is only 3 months. August is for the white grape, September is for the red grape, and October is just for the late harvest.
With warm days and cool nights, the climate is ideal for growing a variety of grapes, giving winemakers the option of producing both traditional and experimental blends. Red, white, fruity, and sparkling bubbles of every color found their way into my glass.
I can't remember the last time I had a drink doesn't mean I didn't have one recently. It just means I can't remember.
Arriba, abajo, al centro, e pa dentro. It's no wonder I lost count. Fellow first-timers Tamara and Carl also overcame their apprehension to cross the border, as well as any concerns that joining a tour would mean a rigid and tiring schedule. Yet Fantasy's focus on flexibility was a much appreciated feature.
So Carl has been wanting to come to this wine region for a long time. And he's like, well, let's just fly to San Diego, rent a car, and come on down. And I'm like, I'm not doing that, especially by ourselves. And yeah, I didn't quite feel safe doing it. So that's when I figured out if I could do it with a trip and a group, I would definitely feel more safe. Somebody telling me where to cross border-wise and how to get in. And then, like I said, there's always safety traveling in numbers. And the best way to drink wine and eat food is with people, too. So yeah, we came in here and didn't know, 18 other rigs, but I'll tell you, by today, we definitely know 18 other rigs and have had a great time sitting with different people at dinners, getting on the bus with different people, walking around town, and getting to meet them.
I usually pick the winery. She picks the places to stay. I would have looked for ones, but it was nice, the ones we went to, big ones, small ones. Didn't have to worry about it. They knew we were coming. Is very nice, as opposed to if it's just the two of us walking in. We would just been another 2 people in 100 that we may not get the fun service or the good service, quality service that we got from these places. They were all over us to make sure we had a nice visit while we were there.
And some of them, you think about how far off the road they were.
Oh, yeah.
If you didn't know or research, you wouldn't know if you went way back down this dirt road that there was a beautiful place down there. And then again, not having to drive was just nice because you could have your beverages, drink your wine, your tequila, whatever, and get on a bus and they can take you to the next place. So it was definitely worth it. I wouldn't come down by myself. And with us, it works well too because we got 2 big dogs. So it's easy just to load up the dogs. I mean, it's our house on wheels. We got everything. They're comfortable when we're out eating and drinking wine and hanging out with the people in the park. It's fenced in and gated, so you feel totally safe. Walk out to the beach, like you said, we go out there and play with the dogs, pick up some shells, walk around, and you're right back to your spot. And as you can see, it's beautiful. I'm usually, whenever we're planning a trip, going through and planning every detail, what we have to do, when we have to be, organizing things, even with friends. And it can get exhausting. So this is just nice to get up in the morning, look at our little sheet of paper. What time do we need on the bus? What are we gonna do today? What do we have to wear? If we have to dress in layers. And then they just take us from place to place. Come back, kind of relax around the RV park, meet at the campsite, campfire to do a bunch of stuff together. So organization for me has been incredible.
I love the fact that I really don't ever have to be anywhere until 9:45 in the morning. We've been on other organized trips, and all right, 7:30, we're getting on the bus, we're gonna drive for 3 hours, get some stuff. So it's a lot of activity, but it's been very relaxed to do it.
At a good pace.
As a good pace.
And then we've had, gumbo here back at the campsite. We've had a shrimp boil. We've had our quiche breakfast. We've had several meals here, and then drinks and stuff too.
Have not been hurting for food. I mean, either here at the campground, there's always something you can eat.
Gamble Amaro bubbly of choice. This has been at our house forever. It tastes like strawberries at the end. So don't want to dilute it with orange juice. And plus, orange juice goes right to your butt. It's big.
Go sit down.
And this is why.
It's so easy going with folks that do the fantasy RV. They don't really put a lot of pressure on you to do anything. You do it or you don't do it, but it's just fun. It's just been casual, and it's how I love to meet people. I'd like to think that unless I do something extremely stupid, that I'll still be friends with these people when we leave.
Can you spell F as in broccoli? She says there is no F in broccoli. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
The camaraderie is absolutely fantastic, and you guys do a great job of gently imposing it on people.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that's one of our big things is we want to be sure everyone is included. We don't want someone feeling left out.
Yeah.
You know, we may, squeeze somebody in here or, squeeze somebody in there. Well, just like drawing cards on the bus, And instead of sitting with the same people all the time, you have the opportunity to visit with someone else.
You can be on your own in an RV, but there's such a rich experience meeting new people and sharing your backgrounds and your likes.
Yeah.
And that's happening here. And I think we're going to come away from this place, even on a short trip like this, keeping in touch with people because they're just wonderful.
Solo traveler David also felt hesitant about exploring Mexico himself until jumping in line with a caravan of like-minded RVers. Due to the efforts of this outgoing team, whose strategic social nudges help mix and mingle their guests, it comes as no surprise that the accomplished ambassadors at Fantasy are so successful at sparking long-lasting connections and paving the way for continued get-togethers down the road.
So my name's David Fisher, and I live in California, born in Washington, D.C. My passion is travel. I travel with Lele, my dog. She's my little four-legged co-pilot. I've always wanted to travel a little farther than I've done so far. Crossing the border was something I would never do alone the first time. So I thought it all just fit perfectly. And that's how I found this trip and Fantasy. Everyone has been super sensitive to the fact that I'm traveling alone. Really nice, and people make sure that I have a place to sit next to them. They invite me in. I don't even feel like I'm really traveling alone. And with this trip, it's the first time that I let go of control, because I know I'm a control freak.
Breathe, people, breathe!
I don't have to decide where to go or map anything out or worry about any dangers along the road. So that part's been really great about being solo. Everyone was so professional. Everyone was really great, down to the bus driver, down to the tour operators and the people who were traveling with us to give us city tours. So in terms of value, what I thought would be fair, I actually think has become, what's the best way? More than reasonable. It is so convenient. It is so easy. I mean, I can't stress how just easy it is when you travel solo and when you travel with someone. There's a lot of working and planning that goes into that. I don't have to plan anything. I just have to follow. And being a guy who doesn't like to follow orders, it's been a real pleasure to follow. So yeah, I will definitely do another tour. If nothing else, I'll come back here and do this one because it was great.
After years of craving Mexico's vibrant local menu, my hunger was finally satisfied by way of a guided tour off the beaten path. Creating unforgettable experiences with friends is the driving force behind this superior service. A group of travelers with whom I now share the secrets of an oasis I would have avoided at my own discretion. By doing all the heavy lifting, Fantasy uncovered Baja's hidden treasures in just 7 days and left nothing to be desired. We returned from our bountiful destination, safe, satiated, and already fantasizing about our next visit.